Okay, so here's the backpack. As you can see, there is a cover and there's some room here for me to put my bag that has my clothes and toiletries, but I'm just going to keep that up front for now, and when I leave my car at the airport I will go ahead and tuck that in there. So here is the back seat, and as you can see there is a ton of room that's still left back here, but I'm not going to add anything else. So this is just like some bins and weird shaped stuff. That's a bag filled with pillows. This is just an empty like trash can type thing. This is just car cleaning stuff. A couple of empty bins, some gardening things. This right here is just a little bin full of reusable bags, but it doesn't even like weigh anything. And then I have the curtain rod hanger, some wrapping paper, and there's also like some little branches that are in there. But like I said, there is a lot more that I could put in here, but I'm not gonna add anything else just because I'm gonna cover what's back here with a towel and hope that, you know, this doesn't pique anyone's interest. There's really nothing of value in here, but still, like, I don't wanna overdo it and you know, just like stuff it to the brim and then have it broken into. So here's everything covered up. If I do need some more space to put something, I can put it here, but it's all covered, and then the back has the cover. And then here's the front. This stuff is going to Goodwill. I need to return that cable box, so this will be empty. And this just has my clothes, some snacks, and that's gonna be it for the car. Hello everyone, I just wanted to check in on what I'm dubbing phase 1 of the move. So today I left New York and I am driving my car to Texas, so that's going to be like the first phase of the move. There are going to be 3 phases. But I woke up, what time did I wake up? Almost 11 a.m. Because I didn't get to sleep until about 3 a.m. last night. And I woke up and my body was just like so stiff and sore, and I was like shuffling around because the past few days have been like really physical in terms of packing and deep cleaning. So I was just really sore this morning, but I just got up, showered, got ready, and got in the car because I had done everything else that I needed to do. And even my clothes and everything was already packed in the car, so I just grabbed my purse, and I did pack like a little lunch bag that had some like orange juice. I packed a couple of like ham sandwiches just because that's what I had on hand, some cheese sticks, and I already had like the other like chips and snacks and nuts and things like that in the car because those were non-perishable. And I just like left. So right before I left though, I did kind of circle around the one-way streets, and I identified a good like path to go with the moving truck in case I didn't get a parking space right away. But now I am checked into a hotel, and I'm gonna just kind of like eat something, stay awake for a little while, probably like answer some emails, things like that. And then I'm going to get a good night's sleep and continue on to Texas. So I'm a little bit on the other side of Nashville right now, so I still have about 10 hours to go tomorrow, which isn't too bad. As far as the hotel goes, for tonight I just winged it, honestly. I stopped to put gas and I was kind of looking at hotels around where I was at, and this one came up. It had really good reviews, it wasn't that expensive, and I'll insert a clip of what the room looks like. But from the outside it doesn't look like anything special, but the inside's actually decent, especially for like a hotel that's like off the highway. But yeah, I was also hoping to get a like hot meal, but the restaurants here are all closed and I didn't feel like getting anything from the gas station. But since I do have extra snacks and stuff, I'll just like snack on something. It's no big deal. And yeah, I may tonight go ahead and like book the hotel in Dallas because I do want to have a specific place to go when I get there. because I'm just gonna get a hotel like that's somewhere around the airport, and that way I can just like head straight there. And depending on what time I get to Dallas, I may even try and swing by my apartment building just to see what it looks like, you know, but that just depends on the time. If I get there about like 8 or 9 p.m., I don't mind like checking into the hotel and then kind of driving around for a little while at least. But yeah, my throat is feeling a little bit sore, and I hope that I'm not getting sick. I don't know like why. I haven't been in contact with anyone, but it could just be like all the physical exertion and just being tired. That's it for tonight, guys. Bye. Hi everyone, it is Friday evening. It's about 10:30 p.m. and I am settled into my hotel for the night here in Dallas. My flight leaves at 8:40 tomorrow, so I will probably head over to the airport at about 7 a.m. so that I can park my car and, you know, get through security and to the terminal and all that stuff. But I'm staying like not far from the airport, so it shouldn't take me that long to actually drive there. And I picked up some dinner, which I'll have in a few minutes. And yeah, so this morning I just woke up at the other hotel, showered, and then got on the road. I drove 10 hours today, and honestly it wasn't that bad. I technically arrived in the Dallas area at about 8 p.m. But I'm just now getting to the hotel because I came in on I-30 and there was construction that caused like a delay that was about an hour. So that was like, you know what it is, like sitting in traffic and then going through all the construction, like with the curves, and it was just like so many cars. Honestly, it was a little nerve-wracking, but got through that. And then I went first to go see my apartment complex. And I was a little disappointed in that as well, because I'm just not sure like how well this is gonna work out. So first thing, like it's in a very like heavy highway traffic area. So like I think the traffic here in Dallas is just something I'm gonna have to get used to though, because like it was like that on I-30, and then I was technically like on a different interstate and highway, and there was just like so many cars, and this was like 8 p.m. in the evening, so it's not even like rush hour. I can't even imagine what it's like during rush hour, but people are just like swerving across all kinds of lanes. They don't use blinkers, they're cutting everyone off. Like I can't even tell you how many times like I thought I was gonna get into an accident just because people are driving like maniacs. But yeah, so anyways, my apartment complex is technically like right off of one of these main highways, and there's a lot of construction going on these highways, so it was a little bit difficult to actually get to my apartment. And then like as soon as I got off, there was like a road closed that was blocking the entrance to the apartment. So that was the directions that my GPS was giving me, and I couldn't like go through there because the road was closed. So I technically like had to go all the way around. I'm gonna have to find like a different address to input so that it'll take me like the correct route so that I can actually get into the complex to begin with. I even ended up like, it was just there's a whole construction mess around there, because I even ended up turning down a road that was closed, and like, yeah. I was just very, very frustrated with the traffic and driving around. And then I get to the apartment complex, and the complex itself is actually nice. It is a bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought there was just going to be like more space in between the buildings and things like that, but it is kind of cramped. But it does look very, very nice. There are still 2 of the like apartment buildings that are under construction. One of them is mine, and then the other one is the one like behind mine. But some of them are already completed and people are living there. And like I said, it looks really nice. The gates were actually closed. I had to go in like through the leasing office area because that gate was open. Yeah, but I was just checking out the buildings. They seem really nice. There's enough parking, and I even saw like a whole little overflow parking area where someone had their moving truck parked. I think it's going to be difficult to try and get the moving truck to the actual apartment complex because of all the construction, but that's just like a one-time thing, right? Like I drive the moving truck there, it's unloaded, and then I can go return it, and that's not something we'll ever have to do again. But when I left the complex, I knew that the University of Dallas was like in the area, but it turns out it's like very, very close to the apartment complex. And while I was there, I saw like a few people like walking into their apartments and things like that, and they looked like young college kids. So I'm hoping that they're not like, it's not going to be an issue where it's just like a bunch of college kids living in this complex. And then another thing that happened while I was there that I was like really, I don't even know, like it just, one, it grossed me out, and two, it's like I don't understand how people like have zero respect for like, okay, so I was parked and there was a car that like came zooming in through one of the gates, and they like pulled up to the trash can, and the girl that was in the passenger seat just like threw her trash out, like trying to make it into the garbage without getting out of the car, and it didn't make it, and so she just like left it there. And so, and then the car like turned around and it went and parked, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, like fine, she tried to throw it away, didn't make it, I guess it's not a big deal. But one, like it would have taken 2 seconds for her to open the door and like grab it and put it in the trash can. Anyways, so I don't know if these people were guests of people living in the apartment complex or if they actually live there themselves, but the guy that was in that car, so they go and park and the girl stays in the car. The guy that was in the car gets out and he goes to the side of one of the buildings and is just peeing outside on the building. And I'm watching him the whole time, and I wanted to like, I wanted him to feel embarrassed when he saw me watching him, and he just like didn't care. And so he was peeing on the side of the building, and then he goes and gets back in his car. And then a few minutes later, like 3 other college-age kids show up, and they go into one of the apartment buildings. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if these people were just guests or if they live there and they were having guests over, but it's just like, really? Were you raised in a barn? Like, I don't know. So I'm just hoping that that is not indicative of like what I'm going to be experiencing living there. I did see a few people walking their dogs though. One lady had like a small little dog, and then there was an older gentleman who had like this giant German Shepherd. So I'm hoping that it's not just college kids and it's more like, you know, maybe some professionals or older people to kind of balance it out. But I knew that the apartment complex was kind of in the area of the University of Dallas. I just didn't realize like it was so close to the University of Dallas, because when I actually left the complex, I saw like a University of Dallas sign. And I guess it's like within walking distance or something like that. And I don't know if the University of Dallas has like a lot of on-campus housing or if most people live off campus. So I don't know. I just hope that it's not like all college kids, because that's definitely not the vibe or the environment that I want to be in. But like I said, I don't think there's going to be any issue with the apartment itself. That should be perfectly fine. It's just the location is something I'm going to have to get used to, and it's also something my mother's going to have to get used to. And I'm kind of concerned because like she's an experienced driver, but at the same time she's like getting older, and You know, I know like if I was like my nerves were on edge driving in the traffic, like I can only imagine what hers are gonna be like. So that's just something, you know, we'll see how it goes the first few months. And I do feel like it'll get better because we'll kind of like know where we're going. And once you get more familiar with an area, like you know which lane you need to be in and what turn you need to take and things like that. So yeah, yeah. I think today it was just, I had some really negative feelings about the apartment and like the area and the traffic and everything because I had been driving all day. I was like ready to get here, a little bit cranky, hungry, like, but yeah, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. I do need to book the parking tonight though, because I know that if you book it online, like you get a bigger discount versus just like going and paying when you leave. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that and pack my bag that I'm taking on the plane. And then tomorrow morning I'll just get up and I'll pack like it's really just my clothes. And I'm not taking any clothes with me back on the plane because I have clothes at home. But I'll pack that bag in the very, very back of the trunk and make sure that the back seat's like fully covered and there's nothing in the 2 front seats. But that shouldn't take more than like 10 minutes in the morning. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll film tomorrow because my flight leaves here at 8:40 a.m. and it gets to Charlotte, North Carolina at about 12:30 p.m. and then I have like a 6-hour layover. So my mom's just gonna go pick me up from the airport. I'm gonna go to her house and like help her pack a little bit and just hang out with her and with George, my dog. And then she'll take me back to the airport and my flight leaves, I don't know what time it leaves, but I get back to New York at around 11 p.m. And so I'll probably just go straight back to my apartment and go to sleep. So I'm sitting here eating and I'm starting to feel a lot better. And I'm just laughing at myself because I'm sure you guys have noticed this, but I worry about everything. Like any possible scenario that could happen, that even if it's like unlikely to happen, it may never happen, I may never have to deal with it. Like I just worry about everything because it could happen. I've always been like that though. Like I just worry about everything, every situation, every possible edge case. And most of the time, none of those things they never come to pass. And I should probably just lighten up a little. But yeah, I had to stop and laugh at myself. So here is my hotel for the evening. It's really basic and small. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of a Motel 6, but it's called True by Hilton. I'm guessing it's their more inexpensive like offering. It's not bad though. It's really close to the airport. It was a good price. It's just for one night. I'm moving to Dallas. Yay! It's gonna be fun.